Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is DeFub21 and as per usual I have a new video game trailer for us to look at and for me to tell you what I think. This is a trailer for a game called Heat Signature. It's called what is the name of it again? It is the Heat Signature is out. This is the launch trailer. That's the name of the trailer on YouTube. I believe it's been posted by one of the developers. They don't appear to have an official YouTube channel for this game. Not from my initial perusing anyway. The name of the developer slash publisher escapes me, but they did previously make the game Gunpoint, which I believe got pretty good reviews, and this is a couple of years ago, and has done sales wise pretty damn well. All I know is the name, Heat Signature. I believe it involves some spaceships or something in some way, I think. And that's all I know about it. So without further ado, let's take a look, and then I shall, as per usual, tell you what I think.
Ever since man first knocked man through a plate glass window, we have looked up at the stars and wondered, what if we could do that, but in space? Well, then that man would be in space. And someone would have to make all that space. And that's why Heat Signature took 3.5 years. You play a contractor living in a remote nebula, taking on missions to break into spaceships. Breaking into spaceships is a ridiculous job that will certainly get you killed. But luckily there are easy missions you can choose. Well, that one's labelled mistake, so you might not want to. Okay, fine, we're doing the one literally labelled mistake. Your ship has no weapons, and is so small the bigger ships hardly notice it. Which is good, because its main feature is this. It can break into them. Once you're in, you'll need to get past the crew. You're wildly outnumbered, but you can pause and take as long as you like to figure out how to get out of the terrible situation you've just put yourself in. So here, you can take that first guy's gun and use it to shoot his friend. And then throw your wrench at this guy, and dodge that bullet while your gun reloads. And everyone on the ship heard that. Soon you're finding gadgets like the Subverter, which lets you hack enemy turrets to shoot people for you. And the Swapper, which lets you swap places with enemies to make them shoot themselves. What if the man you want to hit through a window isn't near the window? Well, you could shoot the window anyway, then swap places with him, so that when it breaks, he's the one who gets sucked into space. Now that your target is happily asphyxiating, you have time to worry about bigger problems, like the fact that the ship you're on is under attack, and exploding. So it's time to throw yourself through a window, and remote control your pod to come and scoop yourself up before you asphyxiate. Every mission gets you closer to liberating a new space station, and liberating stations unlocks new gadgets, weapons, and technologies to play with. And that is Heat Signature. It's a game from the developers of Gunpoint, where you go inside spaceships, make terrible mistakes, and think of clever ways out of them. It's out now on Steam.
Well, that's certainly pretty interesting. It's a good trailer. Again, as for those who've seen my previous videos, when it comes to game trailers, I very much prefer or prioritize gameplay over everything else. It goes gameplay, in-game rendered in-game FMV sequences, but rendered in-engine. Then if you want to do a big budget live action trailer, those, and then finally the thing I like the least, which is pre-rendered CGI, although the announcement trailer for Dawn of War 3, however, was one of those, and that was a bloody cool trailer. Pity about the game, but the Dawn of War 3 trailer was CGI trailer was certainly announcement trailer was certainly very, very good. But again, gameplay, it's kind of the same kind of, it's clearly not the same kind of game as Hotline Miami, either in terms of gore or in terms of frenetic kind of combat. It's a top-down kind of shooting type game, but you can pause and it's and carry out an action and then pause again, or keep a game paused and carry out another. So it's got a kind of a significant strategy element to it, which is cool and certainly very interesting. I didn't, Gunpoint got good reviews at the time. It's not really the kind of game that I would have, paid attention to. I don't know, as far as I'm aware, I've not bought it. I've got so many games in my Steam library I haven't touched that I bought in Steam sales. I could be wrong on that, but if I do own it already, I haven't played it. But it does look cool. Credit where credit is due. I'd have to say, hopefully, I give the developer, hope they have I wish them luck on this. But the fact is, like, the first time I'm hearing about this game is like reading on video games websites, because it's literally out now. Eurogamer just gave it a review. They gave it a recommended, which is their second best under their scoring system. The only thing better is essential, and very few games get essential. So this is a very good game, according to them. I haven't seen any other reviews elsewhere, but if Eurogamer gives it a good review, I'm sure it'll get good reviews from most of their major outlets. But the fact is that, again, I wish the developers luck, but I've not heard of this game before. It's, if you look at its coverage on YouTube, there is a giant bomb video for like a let's play. It goes on for like 45 minutes. I haven't looked at that yet. But that seems to be just about it. I mean, they don't seem to, it seems like they're dropping this onto the market pretty much out of nowhere. I could be completely wrong on that, but I've not heard of this before. And considering that the previous game got good reviews and apparently did quite well sales wise, it's a bit of a, you want to show this off to some, go to a PAX or something, or maybe again. They have done all that. I've just not noticed it. I've not seen any reports in the press about this until we suddenly start seeing reviews. So, it's a good trailer in the sense that it shows off the gameplay, it gets you interested in the game, the kind of the scale of it, the complexity, the fact that there's a whole raft of, like, I would imagine hundreds of missions, maybe more, that you can choose from. But the fact remains, that I'm hearing about this now when it's just come out. It's now September, soon to be October. We're getting into a major AAA game launch season. I'd be fearful that this would be crowded out, and the fact that it's from an indie developer who've already produced a successful, both critically and commercially, game. And this is the first I'm hearing about it. I've not seen any previous articles on Eurogamer or Kotaku or where else do I look? A lot of the YouTube channels. I've not seen any. Giant Bomb is good, but that's the only Let's Play video I've seen from any of the the games media outlets on this, and that's listed on YouTube. So maybe they might have shown this off at least a couple of months ago in late stage development form to a few people, and maybe given it to a Let's Player or two at least a week or two ago, because right now there's not much coverage for it. I know this isn't, again, this is my thoughts on the trailer, but this is a very out of the blue. Hopefully maybe it does work for them, maybe it gets a lot of big surge of attention, lots of reviews, and it does well, but mindshare, even for the indies, mindshare is incredibly important for the indies, because some really good indie games have been made that have just disappeared down a hole because they just didn't get the attention they needed to get the mind share they needed to be successful. Couldn't name you any off the top of my head, but there are definitely some out there. Again, there are definitely some of them out there. So anyway, without further ado, for a game, a launch trailer for a game I didn't know existed, an indie game I didn't know existed, looks cool, top down kind of isometric view. It's, again, I've played through Hotline Miami 1. I actually own 2, haven't gotten around to playing it yet. This game, if it was that kind of a style of game in a sci-fi setting, I might not have paid it any more attention, because I've already got Hotline Miami 1. I have 2 to play through as well. But again, it's the ability to pause the action, the ability to make kind of concerted strategic decisions and acquire equipment that gets you that increase, like, that literally gives you new tactics, new strategies, new tricks to vary the gameplay and allow you to come up with new ways of getting around each objective and each puzzle, as it were. That's all, to my mind, pretty damn cool. And I wish them luck. And I think it's $15 US. It's in the trailer on Steam right now. I would imagine it's something similar in euros, maybe a little bit cheaper. And I haven't looked at the Steam store page for it. Maybe hopefully it's got lots of positive reviews from those people who've bought it already. And my fingers crossed for them. Hope they, again, I haven't played their first game. I bear them no ill. I hope they do well. But again, it's a bit late to be finding out. Usually when you've got, I've FTL, hugely successful game. I say more successful than Gunpoint, although I could be wrong on that. I know about that developer's sequel. They're making a robot turn-based strategy game where you use mechs to fight giant insects that come out of the ground. For those who don't know, I've completely forgotten the name of it. There's a recent article about it on the PC Gamer website if you're interested. But I knew about that. I didn't know about this. They should have been putting out trailers at least a couple of months ago, and hopefully it'll get a lot of coverage quickly and it won't just disappear into the ether. And my fingers crossed for them, and I wish them luck. But good trailer, but I should have seen something like this a while ago. At least that's my opinion anyway. Anyway, this is Defub21. Let me know your thoughts about the game and about the trailer in the comments. And like and subscribe if you haven't already. Toodaloo.